man was shot and killed in a North Portland Lowe's parking lot.
Well, today, the private security guard who pulled the trigger learned his fate in a Multnomah County courtroom. Fox 12's Connor McCarthy was in the courtroom and joins us live in North Portland to tell us how long that man will now spend in.
In case anybody's wondering, private security guard just simply means you work for a security company. It's not bodyguard or anything. So you have one of those patches on your arms and security across your back, you are a private security guard.
Well, Pete and Riel, 30-year-old Logan Gimbel was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years for shooting and killing 49-year-old Freddie Nelson here at this Lowe's parking lot right here behind me. Now, next Tuesday is the anniversary of his death and the shooting that terrified customers. 2 years later, in statements, family members wrote that they're still trying to process that day. It's been nearly 2 years to the day since 49-year-old Freddie Nelson was shot and killed in a North Portland Lowe's parking lot. Today, family members got the chance to express the pain and sadness to Logan Gimbel, the man who pulled the trigger.
He took my best friend and partner of over 30 years. He took the father of our 3 children and our grandson's grandpa or papa.
Multnomah County prosecutor Amanda Nadell read a statement from Nelson's wife, Carly. She wrote how she will never be the same after May 29th, 2021.
I pray that someday I can have a forgiving heart so that I can move on with my life. As of now, I cannot see how I can ever learn to live with this pain. Not 1 hour has passed without thoughts of my husband, and many tears have been shed.
Court documents say there was a dispute between Nelson and Cornerstone Security Group over Nelson selling wooden pallets in the weeks leading up to the shooting. Even though he had an agreement with Lowe's to collect and sell the store's unwanted pallets, the security company banned him from the parking lot.
Okay, so I don't know what happened at the incident of the shooting, but here's the thing. You have to be clear with all of your information. The store has an agreement with this guy. They said it was okay. Yes, you work for the company, not the store, but the store is a client. And at the end of the day, if they say it's okay, it doesn't matter what usually happens with you. It's not your call. So far, without me knowing what happened, this guy is very wrong. Let's continue.
On May 29th, Gimbel confronted Nelson and it escalated quickly. Gimbel pepper sprayed Nelson and his wife before opening fire on Nelson with a gun he wasn't allowed to legally carry as a security guard.
Okay. This is Portland, Oregon. We're in Arizona and Nevada. One thing that stands in both Arizona and Nevada is you need to have an armed security license to carry. Even though those fairly gun liberal states where you can just carry if you're of age, that doesn't apply if you're working as a security officer, as someone in power. You still need to have the proper licensing. And I'm curious as to if they were pepper sprayed, then why do we follow up with lethal force? I'm not understanding.
Gimbel's lawyer claimed he was acting in self-defense, saying Nelson was driving toward Gimbel before he opened fire, but the jury saw otherwise. Earlier this month, they found Gimbel guilty of second-degree murder.
I just want to say to the Nelson family, I'm sorry for the loss that I caused, and I hope that with this they can find some closure.
Today, he was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years.
Now, a vehicle is a deadly weapon, but you have to prove that you were being driven down on intentionally to cause grave bodily harm or even death in order for that to stick. And you have to prove that you couldn't just get out of the way.
Even though Nelson's family may have gotten justice, his wife wrote memories of that day will never go away.
This tragic loss of my husband has devastated me in every way, financially, mentally, physically, and emotionally. I have been forever changed, and I don't know that I will ever be the same again.
Well, Pete and Riel, Gimbel's defense team, says that they're planning on appealing this verdict. And also the judge opened up a 90-day window if the family of Nelson would like to file any restitution against Gimbel. And also there is a civil case against the security company that hired Gimbel, and that's still making its way through the courts.
See, and this is why your actions have effects on so many other people. That's why you have to know the law. because this one person, you have now made the stupidest decision ever, where you were found guilty in a court of law for taking this man's life. And now you face life in prison with the possibility of parole that you're probably not going to get, let's be clear. So you've taken this man away from his family. You've taken yourself away from your family. And now you're costing the company who gave you a job money, which costs the other people that work with you. Now they might lose their jobs. All because of what? Some pride with some pallets. It's insane. Let's look up the actual shooting to see what we can do. That's security guard who shot man. Man shot by a security guard in Lowe's. And then you were wearing a body camera. So, wow. I understand. Also, we see here that is the security car. So, in Arizona and Nevada, we're not allowed to dress up our security vehicles in this manner because it can be perceived as a police vehicle, which is a no-no. So already, if that's his personal vehicle, clearly this is a guy that should have just joined the police force if he wanted to be a cop. That way you can have the proper training and not just make...
Fuck off my property. You know you've been trespassed. You know you're not supposed to be here.
Okay, using the F word right away, I get it. Tensions get high, but we have to maintain a level of composure ourselves. Remember, if you're not in control of the situation, then who is? But again, remember that this guy is moving, as far as the victim goes, he's within his rights. He was trespassed for no reason. He had an agreement with Lowe's, and he was right.
You refusing to leave my property?
All right, now you see this guy's rolled up the window to protect himself, and it looks like he is arming himself with pepper.
Refusing to leave my property?
Yeah, you see right here, he has pepper spray ready. So what are you doing at that point? Remember, you don't know what people have inside of their vehicles. And again, we are not police officers. If a situation like that, if you're actually concerned about your safety, you need to back away. Call law enforcement. Get all of the information. Get the macro, the micro, and then all the other little things like the make of the vehicle. This appears to be a two-tone pickup truck with a rack at the top, fairly identifiable. Let's continue. Is he pepper spraying them through the back window? Okay, we do not have jurisdiction to go into locked cars that people are in. That's ridiculous. All right, and we also blocked them in with your vehicle. You pepper spray the guy and his wife. He's responding with his own pepper spray.
Fucker! Fucking asshole! I told you to leave property! I told you to leave property! You've been trespassed and warned multiple times!
So if they've actually been trespassed and warned, according to you, then they are breaking the law, which is why you should call law enforcement. It's not up to you. I promise you that his security company did not train him to react in this way, and if they did, then they absolutely are liable and should be sued, and I hope the family wins if that's the case.
I call the police.
You should.
Get the fuck out of the vehicle now! You already tried to hit me once!
Okay, so we didn't see how the truck went at him, but you can see right now he's already in the clear. So there's no need for you to still have that gun out.
If you get out of fire! I told you to stop and not angle the vehicle at me! Call the authorities now! I told you not to move the vehicle! I told you! You call 911 right now! Oh my God! You fucking asshole!
Alright, there's no need for me to watch the rest of this. This is highly upsetting. There's a thing called verbal de-escalation, and there's decision making that goes into everything that we do. We are not police officers. We're not required to do this. We are allowed to flee. We are there to observe and report. While his argument is that this man attempted to run him over with the vehicle, my argument would be there was no reason for you to be talking to this man. You 100% caused this situation on yourself, which is why you find yourself in a prison now. With the luck that you're the one that got to walk away from this. Again, as we seen later, this man had permission from Lowe's. This would be a simple thing as far as you working in the Lowe's parking lot, you observe somebody taking pallets, you simply ask management, hey, there's a guy out there, I noticed that he took a few pallets, whatever the case may be. Is this something we have set up? Usually if one manager doesn't know, I worked at Home Depot for 3 years. Usually if one manager doesn't know, they'll go ask another manager. Be like, okay, because we're supposed to trespass them if that's the case. Use your communication skills. A lot of problem is these guys get guns, they get vests, they watch a couple YouTube videos and think they got it. You don't have it like that. Trust me. Now you're sitting in prison and this man is buried. Congratulations, you played yourself. It's a terrible situation. Remember, you must stick to the rules and you must stick to the training. It is imperative because actions like this are the reason why other security guards who take themselves seriously have it so hard. Because at any point in time, one mistake turns us from being security officers to criminals and convicts. And this man is now and forever will be a convict and a murderer. Sad to see. Remember your training. If you really truly want to be armed, take the proper courses, the proper training. Practice with your firearm. Read the laws. Know when to shoot. Know when to flee. You carry that gun. Let me speak for myself. I'm an armed security officer. I own the company. I'm the captain. I rarely have to take posts, but I carry my pistol with me every day in hopes that I never have to pull it, never have to use it. Lethal force is a last resort when your life is threatened or grave bodily harm to you is threatened, or in the state of Arizona, to a third party. Simply, this could be solved with, even if he legitimately thought that the guy was trespassed. You approach him, hey man, I talked to you last week, you're trespassed. You let them drive away. Because if they are trespassed, right there, the crime and the footage that you have from the surveillance is good enough. Remember your training, make wise decisions, because you don't want to end up like this. It's Captain Malik, Desert Wall Security Agency. Thank you for watching this training video. Hopefully it taught you something that you can utilize out in the field. Remember to be safe, stay vigilant, and that this wall won't move.
We've got the building surrounded!
Negative, K, nothing further, just see the cabbie in the corner.